Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to thank the Albuquerque Beekeepers Association for inspiring this survey with the survey that they did for the Albuquerque Beaks. I think some important information came out of it. And I got to tell you, every time I review the loss portion of this, it really has a strong emotional impact on me. So we have lots of work in front of us, and these are definitely having a difficult time. This first slide up here is what type of hives do you use, and I thought this would be sort of important to illustrate. And if you look out here, we've got 49.7% of the people using top bar hives. About 37% are using Langstroth. These are the people that were surveyed. There was 173 responses to this particular question. And then we have a combination of Langs and top bars, which is right around 15.6%. Then we got a few people with Ware hives, about 3.5%. And then we have people with other hives, which may be naturally made hives or brands from other countries, perhaps. On this next slide, did you harvest other honeybee byproducts in 2015? I thought this would be a really interesting question. You know, look at that. We've got 72 people out of the 98 responses which made up about 73.5% of the respondees that are harvesting beeswax. And you know, that number sort of made me wonder a little bit. With the high losses we have, we probably have lots of beeswax sitting around that we got to do something with before the wax loss management. So that may be one of the reasons that we're seeing that. I'm not sure. Some of the other things, propolis, we have quite a few people harvesting propolis. And then some of those other categories of resells, selling bee nucleus, colonies that you've raised and what have you. I thought it was a little bit interesting that the number of people using bees for apitherm. That was, we had 16 of the respondents, which is about 16%. And we're going to post these, by the way, on the Mexico Beekeepers. And there's many other slides with lots of other data. I just don't have enough time today to probably do all of that. I might bore you to death with the numbers. How do you monitor for varroa mites? Out of 166 responses, if you look, we had 48.8% that I don't, 33.7% I don't monitor, and 48.8% that are doing visual monitoring. With the visual monitoring, you're probably not going to really be able to pick up if you have a serious enough varroa mite situation to treat. So I really do recommend that we test. And for those of you that were able to sit in on Megan Mahoney's demonstration on how to test and stuff, it was really helpful. So if you haven't done something like that, make arrangements to learn from somebody how to test for mites. Do you treat your hives? If so, which technique do you use? Well, we see 74.7 aren't treating their hives right now. And this is an important number. I sort of put it first so you can sort of later when we talk about the losses, you can sort of get a picture of what we might be facing. That leaves probably about 25.3% that are treating one way or another. And some of those treatments were non-chemical treatments. That's probably using a screen bottom board. Then there's some integrated pest management. There's a handful of people that are doing that. Chemicals, Apistan, Fumulin, etc. Organically approved chemical treatments. We had a few people doing that, but not a whole bunch. And then we actually had screen bottom boards separate. I sort of wanted to see if there was a difference. And there's quite a few people using them. Some of the research I'm saying indicates that you might get as high as 10 to 20% mite reduction using screen bottom boards. I'm not real sure if that's true or not. Did you feed your bees last year? I thought this was sort of important. We had roughly 28% of the respondents out of 171 responses for that question that didn't provide any feed. Sugar syrup, we had about 57% of the respondents that indicated they feed with sugar. Dry sugar, we had 7% of the respondents. Some homemade type of sugar, we had about 3.5%. And then commercially prepared feeding products, we had about 6.4%. People feeding honey was about 21.1%. We didn't get, I know there's some people out there that do feed corn syrup, but none of them apparently responded to the survey. And that's pretty, sort of give you an idea how many people are feeding. I know that some people don't think it's a real good idea, but what I'm seeing with the drought and everything during those periods of dearth would do to feed. Otherwise, you've got bees that aren't going to have sufficient stores for the winter. What was the maximum amount of hives you had in 2015? And this sort of gives you an idea. We have, let's see, the number of hives. We had a total of 936 was our high point among the respondents. And it looks like that's 106, I can't. About 168 responses. And that'll sort of play in a little bit later. So that's roughly, and this would include captures. When I was looking at the numbers, I asked the question how many hives they started out the winter with. Early spring, and it was about 700 and some hives, and we had roughly about 250 captures between swarms and cutouts that were reported. So the number comes very close to that number. Actually turned out to be 1,000 if I add the cutouts and the swarm captures to the number of hives that were reported in early spring. That's right about 936. So it sort of makes sense. The number of hives in spring 2015 totaled 763 hives. As you can see, we had about 182 responses on that. The number of hives in fall 2015 totaled 753, so we obviously had some winter losses, summer losses that occurred probably either due to swarming or perhaps we had some summer die-off. I see some of you yawning already. I'm happy I'm not going to do this for an hour. How many of your hives survived the winter into spring of 2016? Out of 171 responses, we had 460 that survived that winter. And sort of gives you an idea. We can provide lots more detail. We have spreadsheets on this information. So this is just different. There's a bunch of different ways to break up this data. Okay, now this is when I started crying. If we look at spring 2015, we had roughly 754 hives starting out. Total colonies, earlier we talked about that, was 930 some. And then in the fall of 2015, we dropped right back to about 750 some again. And then in early spring, we have roughly 460 hives. That gave us a 50.85% loss ratio for that period of time, 2015 to 2016. And that's just among the people that responded. You know, I sell bees, I sell news occasionally. I get lots of calls from people. You know, lots of people had told me, you know, they've been trying for the last 2 or 3 years and the bees keep dying every year. Literally, a couple years ago, they told me, hey, this is the last time I try. If my bees don't make it, I'm quitting. So I'm sure we lost lots of people that didn't even bother to respond to the survey. I think our losses might even have been a little bit higher than that. This last slide is sort of, let's see, how many swarms did you capture? I thought this was sort of cool. 178 swarms were reported captured by 178 responses. Not that everybody caught a swarm. Many people didn't catch one, but there were several people who caught quite a few swarms. So the average was about, I'm thinking it was right, if we look at it, about 1 to 2 swarms. We had 28.7% of the people who responded when we caught 1 to 2 swarms. Talk about cutouts, digouts, and trapouts. I thought this was another interesting number. 59 of our respondents out of 177 reported that they had done some either what we call cutouts generally. I thought those numbers were interesting because I think that's a really important work that we do. Am I almost out of time? I'm just about right. Well, I may have lost it. And there's a whole bunch of conclusions I can come to. There's a whole bunch of data that isn't mentioned here. But our colony losses for 2015 to 2016 were, but anyway, were 50%. That's cool. I broke the machine, guys. I'll go ahead and just read the remaining details off real quick. We had 25.3% of the beekeepers surveyed that treat their hives, with 74.7% who do not treat their hives. High bee losses may be related to some extent to parasitic infestations, since a large majority of the colonies are not treated or treated for parasitic infestations, which can lead to disease also. We had 21% of the beekeepers surveyed do not provide any supplemental feeding, which I think is sort of important because we see lots of hives die of starvation. 73.5% of beekeepers surveyed produced beeswax. I thought that was sort of just an interesting thing to say. You know what I was really amazed is there was very little honey production, particularly in the school. And I meant to put that slide in, but somehow I overlooked it. Thank you for the time, and if you have any further questions, we're going to post this. We can also break this data down a bunch of different ways, and there's a whole bunch of slides that weren't included.